We are going to do the 90s tag, so we have a list of things, and we're just gonna go down memory lane.
Because we're both 90s kids.
Yes, me being born in 1992 and...
Me being born in 1994. Favorite Disney film? Really?
Yeah, The Lion King. Yeah! Oh, now I'm gonna take away my answers. You're gonna know all my answers, because I wrote them in.
I would probably have to say The Lion King too, just because of a story about The Lion King.
The Lion King 2? Second one?
No.
About
a
as
story,
well.
period.
Lion King as well.
Yeah, well, when I was younger, I used to growl and roar at people. I think I could still do it, but I have no idea how I did it as a younger child. So I got grounded from The Lion King.
Oh no!
so
oh my God.
my parents were going to see The Lion King, and I literally had to go to my aunt's house and stay there because they were going to see The Lion King, and I wasn't allowed to.
Oh my God!
I would literally roar at people and growl at them.
When I was in middle school, I was known as Crazy Cat Lady, and I would hiss at people if they mentioned it.
Yeah.
It was like a defense mechanism.
Yeah, I would just roar at people, especially my dad. I don't know why.
Oh my gosh, there was this weird kid that would hiss back at me. Oh, those were some weird times. Favorite artist / band?
Oh jeez, and criminy. When I was a kid, I never knew.
Or like boy / girl group.
When I was a kid, I never knew band names or
Okay.
song title names. I only knew songs.
Oh man.
And one song that sticks in my head prominently, mainly because I heard it in the commercial recently, is Stacy's Mom has got it going.
Yeah, but that's more from the that was Bowling for Soup, I think.
Yeah.
Spice Girls was mine. Spice Girls were my all-time favorite band or girl group. My mom and I would listen. We'd go to McDonald's and we'd like listen to the Spice Girls while we went to McDonald's. We'd both just like jam.
I lied. My favorite song was Tainted Love. As a child.
Tainted Love by Soft Cell.
I'm assuming so, because my aunt literally made a cassette tape with only that song on it, and every time I got in the car, that's all we would play.
Sometimes I feel I've got to
Run away, I've got to get away. Next question.
Okay.
Favorite candy?
Favorite candy? Reese's Cups were my all-time favorite. I love the chocolate and peanut butter thing.
Snickers. Because I like nuts.
I never liked nuts as a kid.
I actually like caramel, nuts, and chocolate together.
Never liked nuts as a kid, but now I like nuts. It's so dirty saying it.
Well, also, when I was a kid, I remember getting Snickers ice cream bars.
Oh, but those
which were
are good.
delicious. It's weird because I don't like chocolate, but I liked Almond Joys, Snickers, and Crunch Bars.
Crunch bars. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, I love Crunch Bars.
Whenever my mom would take me to Toys R Us, I'd always get the Wonka bars there because I swear they don't sell Wonka bars anywhere else.
I don't think they do. I think like Wonka's discontinued.
No, not Wonka itself, because we still have like the Runts and the Gobstoppers.
I'm talking about like Wonka bars.
But Wonka bars, I've never seen them anywhere else besides Toys R Us.
You like that, Katie?
Favorite game?
Like board games?
Or school games?
Or school games.
Do you want to do board and school games?
Oh yeah, we can do board and school games.
Well, actually, when I grew up, I didn't have many friends, so I actually didn't play that many.
I just remember what we did in gym class.
I remember in gym class playing with the parachute.
Oh, the
huge parachute.
We only did that on field day.
We did that like once a month.
We did it once a year. But it was like the best day ever.
Oh my god, as soon as you would see the parachute pull, you're like, I know this is...
Good day today!
Yeah.
The rest of my day is made.
So that was my favorite school game, if you consider it a school game.
Oh.
Other than that, it would be Foursquare.
Oh, I remember playing Foursquare a lot.
Yeah. I always did Cherry Bomb, so I always got out really quickly.
Nice.
And board games. Wait, did you answer your school game?
For school game? No.
No.
Our school, we did a lot of kickball. And we actually did for field day. Even for field day, we would, there was a big thing, we'd do the 5th graders versus the teachers at kickball. And that was like a big event. What else there was, oh, I know my favorite one. My favorite one was Army, Navy, Marines.
What is that?
Oh my gosh, that one was really cool. We would actually play it in the gym. And we had the one end of the gym was the side labeled Army. It was just the different areas in the gym. The middle was the Navy, and the other side was the Marines. And there would be one person who would call out the stuff, so like, you know, it's depending if they, it's almost like,
I'm thinking red light, green light.
maybe, but like, you know, like we usually start at the Army side and someone would say, you know, the person would shout Navy and everybody runs to Navy and everybody runs to Marines when he says Marines. And then we also had hit the deck where everybody would go on the floor. And it was, I don't know, it was really cool because like, if you ended up going into the wrong area or like being slow at whatever, like you were out. And it just, I don't know, it
so
was
if you're
really
slow
fun.
and fat, you're screwed.
My favorite board game, though, was Pretty Pretty Princess.
I never played that.
You never did? Did I show you the one I bought for Carly for
No.
her birthday? So I went to Toys R Us at like 3 a.m. to get it, but it was like, it's the Sleeping Beauty version. But you have like a game board and you get to pick a color of which princess you are. She'd wear like a purple or a yellow or a blue dress.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to move her, you spin a spinner and move clockwise around the board. And each space had a different piece of jewelry that you could wear and that you could get. And so you land on a necklace and you get the necklace of your color. And you had to collect all of the jewelry and get the crown and not have the, in the original game there was a black ring and you had to not have that because it was like a bad thing. But once you collected all your jewelry, you were the pretty, pretty princess. And like, Lauren and I would play it all the time.
Sounds like a typical child's game.
And we would fight over the black ring. Like, we would really try to get the black ring because we thought it looked really cool. Now, with the Sleeping Beauty version, we have Maleficent's Curse, so it's not cool at all. But I like playing that game still.
Board game for me. Candyland.
Candyland.
Sorry, Disney Edition.
Disney Edition, what?
Disney Edition, because I was a cool
Oh.
kid.
I used to play Sorry on the computer.
And Monopoly.
And,
I think my favorite was Candyland, though.
Yeah.
I love me some Candyland.
My mom liked
We had the
to play it.
50th anniversary edition.
Oh,
It was
Life.
fun.
I liked playing Life. for a
I
while.
never played Life.
Life? Oh, I love it.
Do you have any of these games? I really want to play them now.
I don't think I have Life with me. Oh, I have Twister.
We can
Twister.
We can play Twister. I really want to play these games now. Like,
I know, right?
talking about all this stuff, like I want to,
Yeah.
I want to listen to NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. I want to do all this now.
Oh, we gotta answer that, the NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys thing.
See, for me, I like them both.
Yeah.
I was a secret Backstreet Boys and NSYNC listener, even though I had like every single CD. But none of my friends liked it because they're for girls,
Right.
and I definitely wasn't coming out to them when I was like 8 years old. So I'm like, no, I don't listen to anyone.
Yeah.
I like Stacey's mom.
I like Stacey's mom. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into older women.
Yeah.
I was Backstreet Boys. I
think I'm in sync because I have NSYNC on my iPad right now, but I think that's because I haven't looked up Backstreet Boys in a while.
King came out with the Backstreet Boys toys. I tried so hard to get the Nick Carter one because Nick Carter was always my favorite. I would always fangirl over him, and I still should
Fangirling
have
in the
the tape.
90s before
Yeah.
it was cool.
I still have the tape of their 2000, like their concert that they had taped, and I have all 3 of the CDs that they sold. I also have the NSYNC and Britney Spears tape they sold at McDonald's. I should have, well, it should be at my mother's house somewhere.
Okay.
But, man, yeah.
Back to the game things, I also remember this Whack-A-Mole.
Whack-A-Mole?
We used to have it because me and my brother used to have bunk beds.
I remember it being in Chuck E. Cheese, but...
No, it was like an actual, like you could buy it and have it at home.
Oh my gosh!
And what it was, because me and my brother like, used to sleep in bunk beds,
Uh-huh.
and there was like a left like pocket corner for like games and such.
Yeah.
So we had like all sorts of games.
Oh man.
And one of them was Whack-A-Mole. And what it was like a paper, not like a plastic mat.
Oh.
And it had 5 moles.
Mm-hmm.
And each one of them had like a miner's hat and a light on top of their head.
Oh.
And you all had a hammer, and each one of you would take turns, and you'd like hit play, and like the thing would light up, and you smacked it on top of the head.
Okay, so you hit whichever one's got the light on.
Yeah, And you just like keep whacking and whacking and whacking until either time runs out. I think if you miss a certain amount of times or something like that. I don't think it was that advanced. But I just remember playing that a lot. And just being like, I like whack-a-moles. I like whacking these moles.
Yeah, there was always this game, the game Elephant. I never got it as a kid. I never played it, but I really wanted to.
Also reminds me, cooties. The bugs.
Oh, the bugs! Oh my gosh.
I had those. I also had Bionicles.
I had Don't Break the Ice. It was by the same makers who made Cootie.
Oh.
And they.
I think I heard about that, but I was like,
I liked Don't Break the Ice. Carly plays it.
Do you remember The Floor is Lava?
Well, duh. No, a kid doesn't. When I was
kids these days.
Between 13 and 15, I had a friend over, and my mom was out for the night, and we were playing The Floor is Lava, and we had a table that folded, but it was so old that when I stepped on it, the legs broke, and I fell off the table.
You fell in the lava, so you died. Lovely.
yeah, but no, I was so scared.
That would have been a lovely.
Like, I'm in so much trouble.
That would have been a lovely Twitter post.
Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. I broke.
Favorite McDonald's toys.
Oh, sorry, Beanie Babies. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's all I remember is Beanie Babies.
Yeah.
That's it.
That is all I remember too.
Oh,
I remember when they were gonna end, when they were gonna stop making Beanie Babies, and they had the Beanie Baby called The End. And I was so sad when I got it. I was holding it, and I remember crying because I was afraid there weren't gonna be any more.
When I was little, what we had was like. It was our wall, and it had different drawers in it, like little cubby drawers.
Oh,
and
it
had
Jesse's old room upstairs.
And they were like drawers. White. It was like they were white cabinets, and we turned them into toy shelves. So literally, we had like 50 cabinets labels with all of our different toys. So it'd be easy to clean, but we never cleaned. Especially me, I was horrible at cleaning my room. I would just push it all. And eventually, I would have to clean up like a massive pile of toys. But we had a cubby hole that was like probably this tall, this wide, full of Beanie Babies.
Oh my gosh.
Full of them.
My uncle collected them, and so that's why I was big on Beanie Babies.
I guess we collected them, but we didn't collect them. But like we just had a lot of them.
Yeah. Like my cousin and I would just rip the tags off of the ones that we played with, but like
we never ripped the
her
tags
dad
off.
would like have the tags and little protectors on them, and he would have them in boxes or on displays and stuff.
We never took their tags off.
Like,
actually,
I don't know.
I did have some recently, but I got rid of them. So I'm going through like I'm a grown up phase.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get rid of some stuff. But
I have a box full of still packaged Beanie Babies and ones that still have tags I'm gonna keep. McDonald's ones too. Should I pull them out? Oh my god.
After the video, we'll go down memory lane and play Twister. We're seriously playing Twister.
Make a 90's playlist on my
favorite book.
Oh, okay.
I didn't read as a child.
Did you read any book series? You didn't have like. My mom every night she would read the Boxcar Children to me. I had like at least the first 5 books, or like the first 8 books I had.
I remember 2 sets of books. One I don't remember the title was, but it was 2 kids and a tree house. And the tree house kind of like time traveled.
What?
Or it went to different places. And it was like we're forced to read, and that's the book I chose, and I kind of read it. I didn't really read it. And also the Magic School Bus.
Oh gosh, that was the books.
Loved the Magic School Bus.
I just remember the TV show.
And also Junie B. Anthony?
Junie B. Jones?
Yeah, Junie B. Jones. Something.
Susan B. Anthony, is that what you were thinking of? She fought for women's rights.
Some Anthony. I don't know.
Junie B. Jones. You're like...
Some woman. She was like a kid, I guess.
Yeah, she sold... No, not sold mysteries. She sold... No, Nancy Drew solved mysteries.
Nancy Drew solved mysteries.
Yeah.
She went through, like,
so did the Boxcar
school.
Children. Oh, she went through... Yeah, she went Junie B. Jones and, like, the Not So Bummer Summer and all that stuff. Because the movie just came out, too.
Yeah.
Not too long ago. Like a year or 2 ago.
Those were the only books I read, but I...
The Boxcar Children.
Didn't...
My favorite
I
author.
hated books.
My favorite author back when I was a kid was AVI or whatever. And she had like Poppy and Rye, and my mom forced me to read Ragweed, and I fell in love with that book. I still have it. It's like taped together in pieces, but I still cherish that book so much. I love it. I liked the idea of mice living in their own society, and that's basically what it was. They had like a broken down or an old library, an old abandoned library that they made a club into.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It was cool. It was so cool. Like, do you remember that one mouse? And he had his own motorcycle. Do you remember?
Yes, I do. Segue. When you were a kid, did you ever think that, like, when you left, that your stuffed animals came to life and played with each other?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool. I'm not the only crazy one.
Also, when I was little, I thought when we went to sleep that forest animals would come into our house and party, but then I always pictured a deer turning on my stereo in my dining room and dancing, and like squirrels on the table eating nuts and talking. But then they would clean up their mess and leave before morning, before I woke up, and I would always think that.
I always thought, I literally slept in a ring of toys. Because my parents would always tell me go to bed, but never go to sleep. I felt like such a badass. Because I always went to bed and never to sleep. So I always would have...
I'm in bed.
Yeah, that's my thing. I'm in bed, but I'm not asleep. I would have a ring of toys. And when I was little, I always thought if you're touching something, when you dreamed, it would come with you.
Oh,
So like, say if you're like hugging a stuffed animal, when you dreamt and woke up, the stuffed animal would be there with you.
Okay.
So like I always, so I'd always have like all my stuffed animals or toys.
I would always feel bad for like, if I didn't have all my stuffed animals with me, sleeping with me, I'd always feel bad like the other ones were left out.
Oh, I always like...
After a while, I just always had Chip with me.
I literally made my stuffed animals a friendship circle. Like, these animals, like these guys like these guys. These two are fighting. These two don't like each other. They're divorced.
Oh my gosh.
So I literally made them like their own personalities, and I always thought every time I left, they would continue on. Like, they're fighting for some reason because they don't like each other, and they just won't tell me. And it's just like, I always thought when I left or turned around, they came alive.
Oh my gosh. I had that going on too. I always had, actually Chip got separated from his wife because Pounce. Chip was married. I have to bring him out now. This is like my #1 childhood companion, Chip.
I had a Rottweiler.
The beanie.
That was literally life size.
One of the things. Oh my gosh, did you?
Yeah, he was so huge. He was from the floors up. If you actually could stand, he was like this tall, this long. He was huge, and I loved him.
Oh my gosh.
I changed his name so many times. I called him like Roddy at one point. I'm just like, yeah, your name's Roddy. I think I gave him away to like. Oh, I gave him to Salvation Army.
Oh, okay.
Or like, I think it's Salvation Army, or like the kind of like the junk store.
So like antique, or not antique, but like secondhand.
Yeah, so like some little girl would find him and like love on him.
Yeah.
I'm a caring person.
He was married. His wife lives with my sister now. And they had a daughter. They had a daughter, which is in my closet. Their daughter lives with this yellow cat. And it's the fact that she's older, and she fell in love with the stuffed animal dog Toffee. But he always disapproved. I used to watch The Lion King 2 a lot, and this is when I looked at it as like Mufasa, and Glitz the yellow cat was Kiara, and Kofu was the dog Toffee.
Oh my god, The Lion King. Deception.
Disgrace.
That was my favorite song.
Evil as plain as the scar on his face. Okay.
Clothing store.
Clothing store. Oh my gosh. What was... Oh, book. That's where we left off book and we got into Beanie Babies again. Which I'll get into again.
Oh, we're gonna...
Clothing store. Limited 2. Back in my day, Justice was called Limited 2, and if you didn't buy your clothes there, you were not one of the cool girls. Oh my god. Or... I remember getting my first pair of bell bottoms at Old Navy, and I felt like so cool. It was like a big moment for me. was like the next step in my life I was evolving.
When I was younger, I made myself a pair of bell bottoms.
You made them?
Yeah, because I had a pair of jeans that were like this. I have like holes at the kneecaps.
Mm-hmm.
But I was, I guess, aggressive with my pants, and like there was literally like a cut going down here. So I'm like, you remember in Lilo and Stitch, the like main captain lady with like the pants that cut down here and open up and like flare out. Like
I know what you mean. The captain lady.
The captain lady.
I don't know
Gantu's
exactly
boss?
what. But yeah, her. I don't know her name, but
I don't know her name either. That's why I call her the captain lady. But like her pants would like go down and then like cut and flare out, and like leave the front open. That I made a pair of those, and I felt so cool.
Man.
Yeah, my brother made fun of me for putting those.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, this was
One
like
time.
2 weeks after I made the old Stitch, and I love how we're getting off the subject again.
Once.
I remember where I got my clothes hand-me-downs from my brother.
Loved hand-me-downs. Oh
Hated
my gosh.
them.
I would get them from my cousins. I still get.
These are actually hand-me-downs from my brother,
This
and I
is
love
a
these.
hand-me-down from Katie.
Yeah, we're both wearing hand-me-downs. These are actually my brother's old pants, like that he wore once. That's the best thing about my brother is he'd wear clothes once and like be done with them. I have a really good pair of shoes from him that like he gets like a quick save. He's like, I don't want these anymore. I'm like, I'll take them. I have another pair of his shoes in my closet. I have a lot of my brother's crap.
No. When I had pants that got too old, I would just cut them up and make them look cool. I had a pair of pants that I cut 2 slits here, 2 slits in the back, and they looked all poofy there. And I had like slits here in the knees, and I think I had slits here, and like 2
Rebel.
in each back, and I had like the back butt ones too. Like they were absolutely cut up, and I would just wear like a pair of leggings underneath them, and like I got compliments from this cute guy in middle school, and I was like, oh my god. But after
Next one, favorite Nick Jr. show.
yeah,
That's
Nick
hard.
Jr. show, Blue's Clues. All of a sudden, that's just instantly my favorite. That's what
Though,
we
were
always watched
you-
in preschool.
I know there's 2 of them, but were you the first guy or the second guy? I think his name was Slope.
Steve.
Yes.
I was definitely Steve.
Steve or
Oh
oh,
no! Joe was the other guy.
Yeah, Joe or Steve. I was like both, but I like the first guy better, and I think his name was Steve.
Yeah, the first guy was Steve, second guy was Joe.
Yeah, I like Joe. I like Steve better.
Steve was my primary guy.
Yeah.
Like, once I started leaving the preschool that I was at, the child care center that I was at, we would watch TV. They had cable, and so we'd watch a lot of Nick Jr. So we were either watching Blue's Clues or Gullah Gullah Island.
I remember Gullah Gullah Island.
I don't
Do you remember
remember it
the
that
McDonald's show?
I didn't know it was a regular show. I had a videotape because I had one of my birthdays at McDonald's, and they gave me a videotape.
I think it was.
They went through a haunted house.
Yeah, it was like a show that you could only get at McDonald's. This proves I ate at McDonald's a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm a
The
fat
video,
kid.
the cassette tapes.
Yeah, it was a cassette tape, and what it was like
I got one.
a show of McDonald's.
It was like, I swear it was from the makers of Rugrats. I swear Rugrats animators
Yeah.
were the ones who worked on that.
I think they were.
It was like
Mc-
the background music, the animation,
Mhm.
everybody's attitudes were like the same as the ones in Rugrats.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
But it was like
Even some of the
McDonald
voice
and
people.
his friends on an adventure.
And they had the live action one too, the parts that were
God.
live action.
We're horrible.
His dog, McDonald's dog. Oh dear lord. The dog
Talk
had
about
some
scary.
crazy hair.
Talk about scary.
Big blue nose.
But yeah, my favorite Nick Jr. show would I have to say like any of them because I actually like them all.
I don't remember many of them.
Neither do I.
Besides Blue's Clues.
I remember vividly, and I think it still plays today. It's a show about Oswald, the octopus.
Oh my god!
His hot
I
dog
remember
dog
that.
named Hot Dog.
Oh my god, I loved that!
Yep.
I actually liked the penguin, even though he was like
Yeah.
Squidward.
Yeah.
And he
was
like
snippy.
yeah, and then like he liked everything a certain way. Like
Mhm.
every Monday he'd eat at this one place or something like that.
Yeah, and he always
was,
ate like a fish sandwich.
And
And it was just
yeah.
like a bread, a fish, like a full fish, and then another slice of bread.
And then like Oswald convinced him one day to eat somewhere else on a Monday, and
Yeah,
it
because
was
he
like,
was like
this, it was a whole episode.
yeah, because he was like the happy child, and then there was the sunflowers that I think was like
Oh my
the
gosh, sunflower.
workout nut.
Was he?
I think it was a she, and I think she was like Sandy,
Oh.
kind of. Like she has like a workout. I always remember seeing her in like
Oswald,
a sweatband.
his dog, and the penguin. That's all I remember.
I
And how he would like look both ways before crossing
Yep.
the street. He would look left, right, and then left and
Yep.
right again.
Do you remember back when it was cool, like the CartoonNetwork.com and like Nick.com?
Oh dear lord. Yeah, back when CartoonNetwork.com was. Oh man.
Yeah.
I used to go on Wonka.com a lot. Yeah, with the Wonka again.
Yeah. I love going to Nick.com and playing like Oswald games.
Oh man.
Oh, I actually think I'm gonna like go home and like
Oh my
look these up now.
Okay, now we should use this. It's not on the list. Favorite online games as a kid.
Oh,
because,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Now, is this like actual games or like Toonami.com, like website games?
Website games, like.
Because
my
I only
favorite
had
site was Bratz.com, and I would play the games on Bratz.com.
mine was like CartoonNetwork.com, and I actually played one of these recently, like last week. It was Dexter's Laser Laboratory or something.
Wow.
And what you did was there was a laser cannon, and you had to adjust these mirrors so when you fired the laser, it would go around the room and pop all the balloons and not hit
that sounds
Dexter.
so cool. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was really fun. Also, I remember playing Powder Puff Girl games.
Did you just say Powder Puff Girls?
I always called them Powder Puff as a kid.
That reminds me of a commercial on Cartoon Network where I don't know why, but this man was tied into a chair. And in front of him were all these cartoon characters. And like the Powerpuff Girls theme was playing and he's like, oh yeah, it's the Powderpuff Girls. And they come up and they're like, what did you just say?
I just remember always being, can I go on CartoonNetwork.com? Sure, but don't download Shockwave, which is what I needed to play the games.
Oh no.
I'm like, but Mom, I need that. Fine. And like, I felt so cool after she like let me download it.
Shockwave.
I'm like,
I don't even know what.
Shockwave is like an old program that it was like a program they needed to play the games. Like the game would load up, it wouldn't even load up without Shockwave. I don't even know what it is. It's just like, Mom, can I download Shockwave? What is it? I need to play this game. Well, no, because I'll get viruses. I'm like, eh. Next on the list.
Favorite TV show.
Favorite TV show.
Friends.
Guts?
I still watch it.
Guts, Temple of the Silver Monkey. I always thought I could do really good on that show because no one
Sure, what else?
fudging understood. I knew exactly where all the pieces were and how they went.
Tom
No one
and
else
Jerry.
knew what it was. Ooh, I like Tom and Jerry. It still
Tom and
plays
Jerry.
now.
Yeah, I don't like the newer ones, but I would always watch Boomerang at my
I
grandparents' house.
kind of
And I
hated
would watch
Boomerang as a child.
I would watch the old Tom and Jerry cartoons. And Courage the Cowardly Dog was good too.
I
wasn't like obsessed with it or anything.
I love Courage the Cowardly Dog. I also liked
because I never really had cable when I was a kid.
when I was little, I used to watch Adult Swim. And I felt so badass because I'm like, I'm watching Adult Swim, but it's on Cartoon Network, and it was all like anime stuff, like every Saturday night.
Oh gosh, yeah, back in the day when it was like at midnight, it'd be like Inuyasha.
Yep, Inuyasha. Bleach started. I want to say back
Bleach.
in the 90s.
I need to catch up on my Bleach.
My favorite TV show was actually, I want to say it was Guts.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I sort of remember. That was on Nickelodeon Gas, wasn't it?
I once was a show about 3 kids, all representing like a different country, I guess.
Oh, I remember.
And like they all like ran
Yeah,
carrying
did,
their
like-
flags, and I was like the one with the Star of David on it. Don't ask me why. And like my favorite part was the end was like the Smoky Mountain.
That Smoky Mountain thing. It was
Yeah.
like glass or plexiglass.
Yeah, it
or
was like
whatever.
plexiglass or something, and it was like strobe lights under it, and it looked so awesome.
Favorite toys?
Favorite toy, son of a.
Beanie Babies. I used to play with Polly Pockets though, quite a bit too. Like those
Dirty Little
they were like-
Secrets. I played with Betty Spaghetti.
Betty Spaghetti.
Yep.
I remember when that came out.
Loved Betty Spaghetti. I always used her hair as whips because like she had like a lot of hair, and I'd just be like,
back and forth.
I always like had them in battles, and I would just like flail them around, and like I'd hurt myself. Like I'd always come out with like red marks all over my arms and wrists. Mom would be like, "What happened?" But like, I'm playing with Betty Spaghetti.
I used to do everything with my Beanie Babies. Like they would perform. I had a Britney Spears concert stage. and they would perform on the stage. Weirdest fashion style was the next thing, but I think we kind of went through that.
Weirdest fashion style? No, we didn't really talk about it. I don't remember the fashion of the 90s that well.
Tube tops.
I
couldn't go through that.
I remember bowl cuts, where it literally looked like someone put a bowl on top of your head and like cut around it.
That was like the hot look too. Oh my god.
It was. It was so ugly.
I
had it
so much.
I had it all the time. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I remember the pictures that your mom showed at your graduation party.
Oh yeah, I always had bowl cuts. And it looked like someone put a bowl on top of my head and cut around it. And I felt so cool. That's probably the weirdest fashion. Because I never was a fashion.
All I could think was, like, I used to have a bathing suit with the one of the 3D, you know, the 3D images where it's like just that holographic
yeah.
thing. I used to have,
I
it was like
those.
a kitten leaping out of a field of sunflowers. And that was on my bathing suit, my orange bathing suit. Just like that one square of like this little black and white kitten leaping out of a field of sunflowers.
I absolutely have favorite toys. But, I had one of those, but it was a Tyrannosaurus. Mm-hmm. It was like the shorts, there were like a wall, and like when you moved, the T-Rex would like pop out.
Oh, that's so cool!
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I felt like hot shit. But yeah, that was probably like the weirdest. Because I was never like a fashion person, as you can tell. I always had like my own unique look.
Oh, me too. Yeah. Oh dear lord, that was middle school. More or less.
Okay. Favorite collectible?
Beanie Babies. It just keeps coming up. Beanie Babies were my childhood.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I didn't collect them, but I pretty much did because I wanted all of them. Because I wanted to beat everyone's butt, and I loved Yu-Gi-Oh as a child.
Oh,
I loved it.
Do you remember the when quarter machines had the stickers of the SpongeBob characters on dollar bills?
Yes.
I collected them all. It took me so long, but I finally collected them all. I can talk about that because the SpongeBob show is like the only 90s cartoon show that's still on because it started in 1999. Game system and game. Sega Genesis.
Nintendo 64.
Alright. My favorite game, which I now have on my laptop, is Mickey's World of Illusions, which came out in 1992, the year I was born.
Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2.
I always played Mickey's World of Illusions. It's so much fun.
I could never beat Pokemon Stadium 2 because I didn't understand the concept of types.
Oh.
And now that I understand the concept of types, I've played it like on my computer. I still can't beat it.
Oh my gosh.
I still get stuck at the same gym.
Oh.
But it was the ghost gym, and I never understood that like normal and fighting types can't hit ghosts. And like I was like always use like the strongest Pokemon I have, which were all fighting types, and I would always lose. And you get really close there for a second. But
I just sneezed.
favorite comeback/insult?
Yeah, I added that in just because I thought about it. You know how like there'd just be the little girls we'd always be like,
your mom.
No,
it's an oldie but a goodie.
That's nowadays. Jesse still uses that with me. Where they're, what is it? Brick wall, waterfall, girl, you think you got it all, but you don't. I do, so poof.
I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say to me, back whatever you say.
It sticks onto you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that
Stuff
one.
like that. I remember this one time this girl was trying to bring up, she's like, it has a comeback going, girl, you've been touched by an angel. And I was like, what? Seriously?
I remember when I was younger, Yo Mama was popular. I'm not sure if this was 90s or 2000s. And everyone kept saying Yo Mama jokes. Now there are two stories to this.
There's a whole nother.
There's two stories to this, so this is why I think it's an old, like, a 90s thing.
Okay.
So, first story, my mother always told me, if anyone says Your Mama jokes, say your mother's dead. That'll shut them up. So
yeah.
I would literally...
You know my mama's dead.
So people would be like,
dear
oh,
Lord,
your mama's so
sorry.
fat. Or like, oh, your mom's so fat, she, like, use I-95 and slip and slide. Oh, cause someone be like, my mom's dead. And then be like, oh. And then they, like, stutter. And be like, are you serious? I'm like, no, but it made you stutter, didn't it? He's like, well, that's horrible to say. I'm like, she told me to say it. And another one.
Makes you think twice about telling your mama jokes.
Exactly, you never know she's dead. Anywho, grim story. Next story, my eldest brother This was when Yo Mama first started, so I think this was like in the 90s or so. He had a friend whose mother was kind of rather large. So they kept saying Yo Mama jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And my oldest brother was one of them. And his mother called my mother saying, "Your son insulted me personally." And she's like, "How?" She goes, he said your mother jokes. And my mom like giggled. She's like, your mama jokes? She's like, "Yes, those. He said those and I take really offense to that." And my mom was like, "They're for fun." And she said what? She's like, you know, like, your mama's so fat, she's I-95 and slip and slide.
Mm-hmm.
Your mama's so fat when she sits down, she leaves a crater. Like, they're just for fun. And she's like, but I don't like them. I don't want my son hearing them. My mom's basically told her to, like, suck it up, Buttercup. Hey, that's why my brother doesn't like me. I killed his dog, I pulled his hair, I forced him out of the house. I'm his brother.
So that's the 90s tag! If you like to give it a thumbs up, everyone loves a good thumbing. If you want to subscribe to his channel, he doesn't have one, so bleh. No.
Don't click on this face. It's fat enough. I don't need any more bumps.